Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, how we pull that off. I gotta tell you, I've been up all night thinking about it. And all of a sudden, as I'm laying in bed, I realized I got Howie goggles. His giant pencil protector with all the pencils in it, his Napoleon hat, all starting to look pretty attractive. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and I gotta tell you, I got Howie goggles, man. I got Howie goggles. He's starting to look more attractive day by day by day. Pause. But seriously, he has killed it this offseason, and all of a sudden, we got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and one of the big reasons that he is here is something we're not even talking about. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for daily Eagles content, NFL content. You don't want to miss it. And if you know you've been subscribed for a while, just double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Now, I'm still in disbelief about this team. I'm still in disbelief what they've done this offseason. This is a team that in 2017 goes out, wins a Super Bowl, and then proceeds to bring back the same old guys, goes into cap hell. And then all of a sudden, we're now in a situation where we literally, arguably, have one of the best rosters in the NFC. Not just the NFC East, but the NFC. It has been amazing. And I know there's a lot of people that are waiting for the official Philly 500 apology video to Howie Roseman. Because for those that don't know, over the years, I've had a love-hate with Howie Roseman. Nothing personal or something. I'm sure he's a great guy. But just from a football standpoint, like early when he took over for Andy Reid in those years, I couldn't stand him. Then Chip Dip Kelly came in, he was a disaster. Howie comes back, thought he was fantastic. Then it felt like he was going back into his old ways. And then boom, this offseason, the last two off seasons, right? And I gotta give the guy a lot of credit. I gotta give him credit. This is not an official apology video. I will not do that until he has 3 good drafts in a row. And I said that not this past draft, but the year before. So we've got 2 good drafts. I need one more. And then I'll put a suit and a tie. I'll come out here and I'll tell you, I'll do an official apology. It'll be all official, like a politician. You know what I mean? You think I'm running for president. President Dingbat, here at your service. First thing we do, F everybody. That's what we do. But, let me get serious. But, in all seriousness, I have complained when Howie has done bad things. When I don't like something, I say it, I go off on it. But you gotta give the guy credit. He has been absolutely fantastic. The best general manager this offseason. He has done a great job. Okay? Even if we were in a scenario where, let's say it doesn't work out for him. Let's say it doesn't work out for the Eagles. Let's say, for whatever reason, the chemistry or whatever happens, it just doesn't work out. I can't blame him. I honestly can't blame him. He has done everything you could have asked from a GM. He addressed pretty much, how many times did I talk about pass rusher, another wide receiver, we need a safety, everything that we've talked about. Every time it seems like we say that this is a need, it got done. It got done. He takes advantage of situations. He's the most fantastic trading GM in the league. The one thing I trust about him, he's going to get a good deal, okay? If you need somebody to help you sell a house or buy a house, go hire Howie, okay? And there's still some things he's got to prove to me about talent evaluation and things like that. We'll see how that pans out. But even if things went sour this year, I couldn't get mad at him because he did everything possibly that he could do. So, I really have enjoyed the things that he's done this year. And I'll even say this. I find what he did with bringing A.J. Brown and then getting rid of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside may be the most meaningful. And the reason I say that was because you, as a GM, he has to swallow his pride there and say, you know what? I screwed up. I could have got A.J. Brown. But I took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And I was wrong. I'm going to fix this mistake. I'm going to bring in A.J. Brown. And I'm going to ship off J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who, by the way, the Umbrella Man got cut by Seattle, which, I hate to see somebody lose their job, but it's not surprising. And one of those picks that we got back from the Seattle trade is used to get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So I just think the guy has been fantastic. And I just want to start this day and give the man his credit. I want to give him his due. Am I always going to agree with everything? Am I not going to have my moments of tirade on Howie? No. I'm an emotional dude. I'm an emotional being. You know what I mean? You don't give me a cannoli in the morning, I'm going to get pissed. And I'm talking about the food, not something else. Pause. You know what I mean? But I was thinking, if Howie Roseman, let's say, was to get fired, how boring would that be? I mean, whether you like Howie, whether you hate him, really, truthfully, it's entertaining. I mean, he's going to make moves. He's going to do things you don't expect. Things happen. It's fun. Covering the Eagles is always fun because he's always capable of everything. And he does things outside the box. I like that. I'm going to tell you, I don't want him to go, even if he can't draft, because at least he makes it entertaining. Maybe you put somebody in charge of the draft if he can't do the draft, but it's entertaining as hell. It's always fun with him because even when it's annoying, it's still action going. You know what I mean? You got losers like the Mark Holmes, right? Cowboys, we don't need to go out and make moves because our coaches and owners believe in our team. This is what this man actually says. They believe in their team. There's no need to get other players. Well, then your team stinks. And this is why your team hasn't won in 20-something years, whatever the hell it is. Because your owner, who's 820 years old today, happy birthday to him, your owner, his grandson, his great-grandson, whoever runs the team now, they all have too much pride and think they know everything. And this is why they can't win. You have to have humility. You have to be able to look at your roster and say, this is where we need to get better. This is what we need to do here. This is what we need to do there. I can't help it if your Dallas Cowboys can't do that because they always think they're the best. Sorry, don't work that way. Cry to the refs a little bit. Cry to the refs a little bit. That's what I say. But I wouldn't get rid of this guy for all tea in China right now. I wouldn't, because you know why? It's entertaining. At the very least, it's entertaining. Maybe you should have somebody who could draft. I still agree with. But man, it's entertaining as hell. That's all I know. It's entertaining. So I think Howie deserves a lot of credit. I want to give him a lot of credit. Now you may be saying, is this a full apology? This is not an apology video. I still stand by some of the draft things and stuff like that. But you got to give the man his credit. You got to give his man his due. And when, you think you've been wrong about him, you got to say it. And I think that going into this last offseason, I think I was wrong about him in some ways. Because I didn't think he had the ability to basically acknowledge a mistake and then fix the mistake. That's always the part. Everybody makes mistakes, but do you fix the mistakes? I'm not going to start talking like Mark Holmes and start trying to preach to people, because that's not what I do. I'm not a preacher. I don't tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to tell you how you live your life. You do what you got to do what you want to do. That's fine with me. Just leave me the hell alone. That's all I ask. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Why? Because this is such a fantastic pickup. Fantastic pickup for cheap. It's a pickup for cheap. And here's why this is awesome. Not only can he play safety, slot corner, he's 24 years old in the last year of his contract, but he provides something that the Eagles have lacked for a long time, in my opinion. He gives you attitude. He gives you attitude. He's a little rough around the edges. He's going to piss, get under the other team's skin. He's going to have guys throwing haymakers at him. He's going to get up in their face. That is sorely needed in Philly. That is part of an attitude that I grew up around. Andre Waters used to do that. He'd get under everybody's skin. You have Wes Hopkins. I mean, those guys, they did that. And I think there's something great about it. And to have that back, to have that swagger put into this defense, it could be the perfect fit when you add him with Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox and all those guys, and a guy that has a little bit of an edge who gets under the other team's skin. I absolutely love it. This is a genius signing. This caps off a great offseason, and I don't even necessarily think we're done yet. I think the Eagles could still out and get a running back. They only got 3 on the roster. You know, they got 3 running backs on the roster. We know that they're going to add a quarterback probably some point today or in the next few days. But, man, I like not just Gardner-Johnson, what he brings from a player standpoint. I like the swag. I like the fact that he's going to get under people's skin. I like when you have a player that every other city hates, despises, but you love him. There's nothing like that. You know, Andre Waters was a lot like that, and I miss it. And I don't think the Eagles have had it in a long, long time. And it's good to get it back. I think Dawkins had some of that in him too, but this kid is what we need, and I think he's going to be a great, great fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. So, with that said, Howie Roseman, credit is yours, my man. You earned it. And now you give me one more draft, and you're going to get an official apology. You can put it all over NovaCare, wherever you want to put it. Broadcast it from China, from Hawaii. I don't care. Wherever you want it broadcast, do it. Let's do it. But Howie Roseman, in my opinion, you can't knock him for the off season he has. You can't knock him for trying. Is he perfect? Is there things that I still have issues with him on? Yes. But I still got to acknowledge he's pretty good this year. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. It's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Oh, the beating. As my father used to say to me when I was a little kid, you have 2 choices. 6 months in the hospital or sure death. Which one is it? That's how I feel about the Dallas Cowboys. Which one is it? 6 months in the hospital or sure death? Because the Eagles are going to be coming to knock the Dallas Cowboys out. That's why Mark Holmes is scared. That is why he's worried right now. Because he knows the Eagles roster is good. And it's a lot better than Dallas. So, Mark, think about your bets. Go buy as many chickens as you can and get to sacrificing. Because you know why? The Eagles are coming. We're coming for your meats. Denzel Washington out.